Welcome back to All About Arsenal. Today we have a match live reaction stream, and I'm joined with MC Moore. This was a roller coaster from frustration to jubilation. Arsenal left it to the very last kick of the game before we beat Newcastle 2-1. Let's talk about how Merino and Gabriel saved the day in dramatic fashion. How are you doing, bro?
You can't imagine my feeling this morning. I walked into the office doing the Leo Yachi stage bomb. You know, United fans to my left, Chelsea fans to my right, Liverpool fans all around me. As a as a staff of Standard Chartered, sponsored by Liverpool, I was walking amongst enemies. It was a brilliant feeling. I was getting comments during the game. This is why I say you cannot win the league. Look at what you guys are doing, dropping points. But if you didn't watch the game, you wouldn't understand that everything that happened in the first half was just, you couldn't just describe it. That was the
Yeah.
best first 30 minutes of football we've played this season, I guarantee you. Our movement was quick. Saka, Eze, Gyökeres, Trossard, smashing the post. Two brilliant volleys in the first 10 minutes from Eze being saved by the
Cool.
keeper.
Mm-hmm.
So, on another day, we could have been three up before Walter Monday's goal. Then the penalty incident, and again, I don't understand what VAR is doing. Let's just
Yeah.
cut it out.
Yeah.
I don't know what
No.
VAR is doing. I don't know what
So
VAR is doing. It's at
yeah,
a point
it's
I keep
crazy.
saying, let's not say they are targeting us, they get us a B. But right now you have to wonder because last week we saw Sanchez last week.
Yeah,
It
and he
was
touched
just
the
last
ball.
week.
Mm-hmm.
It was just last week.
Yeah. So we're
So,
going to try to get to other part of the video today. So let's start
mm,
with the confirmed lineups. So we had Raya in goal. We had Timber, understandably ahead of White in right back. Calafiori had basically cemented his place as our first choice left back. But the first surprise of the day was seeing Mosquera ahead of Saliba. So Mo, can you give me your thoughts on that change?
um, so two things. First, against City, I didn't feel Musquera should have been dropped for Saliba. Now, in this game, I didn't think Saliba should have been dropped for Musquera.
Mm.
But it shows two things. It shows the manager is willing to look at the selection and say, okay, I shouldn't have done this. Let me do the right thing. What he feels. And I think he has that luxury now because he has the squad. I said on the group, I said having to choose between a Tesla and a Rolls Royce is a comfortable difficulty. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's where he is. So going Saliba to me, I understood it because Newcastle, St. James Park, we lost to them 4 times last season. Don't forget.
Mm-hmm.
Home, away, Carling Cup, home, away. 4 times. And I don't think we scored them any
No, no,
goals
no, no,
throughout the
no,
course
no,
of last
no,
season.
it was 3 times home. We beat them 1-0. Declan Rice had that shot. That was
Oh, okay, yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
when
In
we're trying to
March, that
secure
yeah,
second place.
yeah, that was in
Yeah,
March. Declan Rice outside the box. So three
yeah,
times. That's true. 3 times.
three times
But
actually.
last season they beat us in their own home. That was a controversial goal that the ball left the line.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think we beat them at the Emirates. I think they beat us at the Emirates 2-1-0. So Eddie Howe in his last 6 games against Arsenal, he's won 4 times.
Yeah.
That's a bad record. So I understand wanting to get your number one defender. You get. At the
Mm-hmm.
same time, people will look at it and say, "Oh, his confidence was shaking and all that." But you don't get to play 72 La Liga games in the past 2 seasons and have a brittle confidence. I don't think that's important in that stage. But it shows Mikel is willing to actually look at what went wrong in the game and try to fix it in the next game. And he
Yeah.
has the squad for it. So we should be happy with that kind of difficulty. Musquera or Saliba, Calafiori or MLS, Nkapie or Gabriel, options
Mm-hmm.
littered all over the pitch. And yesterday, he flexed the full ability of those options.
Sure.
Taking off Saka for Merino was a tactical masterstroke. You would expect a wide player coming in.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe he didn't want to bring in Doman in such a physical game. And I respect that. because
Yeah.
those guys at that point they were very thuggish. Let's be
True.
honest, they
True.
are always thuggish. So you saw Merino coming in, then he stretched the pitch. At the point we were playing 2-1-7. So Mary Masquera or Saliba, it doesn't count at the end of the day. The penalty incident too does not also count. Why? Because we've won. Now
Yeah.
imagine the cases were reversed and we didn't win. Then you start seeing things pieces. Oh, you should have started Saliba. Oh, so sometimes the victory just makes everything more on the you relate more when there's a victory than
Yeah,
when
yeah.
there's a
I think
loss.
most times when you have a victory, a lot of things are swept under the carpet because
A
obviously
lot.
they are all
But
encapsulated in the victory.
for example, this morning the headline should have been the VAR call.
Yeah,
That's I like the way Bukayo Saka spoke about it in the press in the interview. It's high time the players start calling it out because it seems like the more they keep quiet, nothing changes. Look at how many times Saka was hacked down yesterday.
yeah,
At
terrible.
the at the first kick of the ball, he was hacked, and there was no yellow card given against him. Look at the
Yeah,
one look at the tackle he went berserk on the referee. That was a terrible tackle.
yeah. I agree with you.
And then so at a point, it just tells us that we need to do this the difficult way. I think that's what it says. And I think those are the kind of victories that are sweetest. We have to do it the hard way. If that is what it takes, then let's get it. We have to embrace the challenge. We At this point we cannot be moaning about we can moan, we can complain because in the grand scheme of things, the game is supposed to be fair. But
Yeah,
then
true.
again, when the game is not fair and we are equipped as we are, we should be able to match unfairness for resolve. We should
Yeah,
be able
yeah,
to match injustice for doggedness, for stubbornness. And yesterday, we went away from the mentality of, oh, it's always us, to, oh, we don't care what you do, we are going to win. Brilliant.
yeah, yeah.
Brilliant from the
So
coach.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, let's talk about the rest of this starting lineup. So we have Zubimendi and Rice at the base. But what was your take on Eze playing in the number 10 position? This one he wasn't in the the left right eight like Odegaard. He was actually
Yeah.
further behind Gyökeres as number 10. Do you think this is an approach we should continue, or should we go back to the left with Odegaard going back to right eight?
Okay, so I think what this season has shown us is that Mikel is willing to flex player positions and instructions. It's very clear today that positionally and in terms of instruction, he played quite different from the last game. You
Yeah,
can see that. And I think also Declan Rice's instruction was also different, which allowed Eze to really occupy that middle berth.
yeah.
Also, Eze was a recycler. He was always dropping in between the midfield and the defense
Central
to
midfielders, yeah, to get the
exactly
ball.
to spray those passes, and he was very brilliant at it. So what I think is that Eze will thrive more in the central role, but because he also likes to shoot from outside, we would see him in and around the left hand zone.
Yeah, yeah. So now
But
let's talk about those shots. The very first one with his left foot that was saved by Pope, then the other one that he blasted that was also saved by Pope. Do you think a keeper with a lesser quality would have considered those goals?
okay, so let me be honest with you. For the first one that he first controlled the ball and struck it, I I don't think he struck it cleanly if you watch the replay. But then again, when you're making that kind of control to strike that kind of ball, striking it on target alone is considered good enough
True.
because of the difficulty, the pace of the ball. He had to bring the ball down with one leg and then strike it with the other leg. So a keeper of a lesser quality, let's say Anonana, and that would have been a goal.
He has left the league and the slander continues. That's just crazy. So now
Oh no
let's
no
talk through
no no!
side.
Let's no for forget that he left the league. You need to watch the last game. He,
Oh yeah, I saw the highlights. He still struggled again. The poor pass. Oh my god, the guy is just a legend where he is right now.
he's a legend.
I,
He's a legend.
I agree with you. So on the left hand side, we have the Trossard versus Martinelli debate. Do you
Hmm.
think Martinelli is better suited to just be a sub right now? The Trossard
Okay, so
justify his place in the team?
I think for now, let's be honest, Martinelli should be or would have to do with managing an impact sub. And why is that? He has a unique skill set that does not really fit the control that Mikel craves in his team, especially from the start. So if you watch it this season, again, I'm going to say something. Maybe this is because of the kind of fixtures we've had, but if you watch it this season, Mikel has tried to play games by first of all maintaining control and wearing down the opposition.
Yeah.
Then he introduces the killers, knock off the
You
ball.
know,
The,
yeah.
the what's the tactics? Same thing happened in Liverpool. First half, were in control of the game. They couldn't get a sniff of the box, not one touch in the box. That was
True.
total control. Watch Sevilla, the same thing. Watch Man City.
Athletic.
That was the plan against Man City. Unfortunately, they scored early. But even
Yeah, and
when
he
they
changed the
scored, you
game
could see
plan.
that he changed the game plan and we still maintain total control. We tried to wear them down. All those teams. And yesterday too. And then what did he do around the 70th minute mark? He introduced the runners. Against
Yeah.
Sevilla, it was Trossard Martinelli.
Athletic club.
At Athletic Club, it was Martinelli. Against City, it was Martinelli. Against Liverpool, it was Martinelli. Yesterday, it was Martinelli Merino. So if you observe what he does, he tries to stretch the opposition, and then when they are tired, he makes those. Oh yeah, we have stopped passing the ball around. We are going like a hot knife through butter. Get the runners in, or
Yeah.
like yesterday, because yesterday was a very tight and physical game. Let's bring them out and then reverse the ball into the box. Don't
Okay, now.
forget that Merino's nodding was not the first cross we had attempted. Immediately Merino came in. We started
True.
following it in. So
Yeah.
we criticize Mikel for his in-game substitution and decision making. Over the past couple of games, we've seen that the man is adaptable.
Yeah.
He has
True.
owned up to say, this is not working. This player is all right here. I have to take him out and bring in this player. And what has been the result? The draw against City, the win against Bilbao, the win against Newcastle, with the
Yeah.
outlier being the loss against Liverpool. And what was the difference? He made the substitution at around the 76th minute mark.
Yeah. And it was quite surprising to see Saka actually
The,
come out when we're still chasing the game, but it
the
just goes to
whole
show the
world was
tactical.
the whole world was screaming. So, but what I'm saying is that the coach is going to use Martinelli for now as an impact sub.
Yeah.
I expect him to start in the cup competitions, but in the league, I expect him to also play games maybe where we have 3 to 4 games in 10 days at that
Yeah.
stretch. But generally, he has to be content with coming in to make an impact.
Being
But
a squad player.
exactly, but if he keeps knocking on the door, then Trossard is going to have a problem. Eze too,
Yeah.
because I tell you most solemnly, the Odegaard I saw yesterday was the Odegaard I talked about sometime in March 2024. He had transformed then into an all-round midfielder. He wasn't hogging the right. He was roaming the pitch. He was scanning. He was doing all those inside balls. I think that's the peak of Odegaard. Keeping him at the right hand side, I think it limits him. But again, Mikel loves his structure. So it's interesting to see. Now we have so many Mavericks. We have Eze, we have Saka, we have Odegaard,
And even Gabriel
right?
Jesus too. Yeah.
We have Jesus, we have Doman, we have Nwaneri. These are all Maverick kind of players. So he needs to find a way to manage them in a way that they are
They'll all be happy.
expressive. Exactly, they are expressive, because if they are not expressive, you won't get the best out of them. They need to be able to have the freedom to bring their imagination to life, and that is the big part Mikel has not tested. How does he manage these players? Their egos,
Yeah.
very important. Their egos, and let me tell you, the surest way to manage them is by winning. As long
True.
as they are winning, everybody will swallow your
Everybody be
decision.
happy. Yeah, I agree.
They will,
Because if
they
you are
will, they will
winning, yeah,
swallow.
you
You
be,
cannot question Pep.
yeah, you cannot question. Yeah, it's true. You can't question the
Pep
manager if
woke
you're
up.
winning.
Pep woke up one day and decided that Cancelo was going to leave in January. He didn't care.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And he had
Cancelo was
the
the best. He was the best
Yes.
fullback in the league. He didn't care. He said, "You have to leave. I don't care how you do it. Just get out."
Yeah, yeah, and he could back it up with 4 league titles in a row. So
And
now,
he won the treble after that. So you can't question him.
yeah, I agree. So now let's start with Gyökeres. 6 games played in the league so far. Two
Mm.
games where he scored against Nottingham Forest and Leeds United, but 4 games where he played against Newcastle, Man United, Man City, and Liverpool, and he really didn't get off the mark. Is this something that we should be concerned about right now?
No, I'm not concerned about Gyökeres. In fact, yesterday was a validation to the fact that the man is leaning into the system. His movement, his pressing, his hold up plays.
Yes, his
Quite
other play was,
impressive.
yeah, yeah, it was interesting actually. I agree.
And those are the things that will enable him fit into the system in such a way that he begins to arrive in those positions seamlessly. Again, I still have a trouble with his first touch.
Yeah, it's quite
I have
clunky.
yeah, it's quite yeah, it is. And sometimes I think where he should have taken a shot, he's decided to delay it or try to be
Yeah, yeah, that cut back. It was not necessary.
yes,
He should
smarter.
have blasted it.
That cutback also happened against Port Vale, if you remember, the exact same thing. So
Hmm.
I think he needs to realize that he's in a team where if he doesn't score, others will score.
Yeah, true, true.
Play your game. Play your game. Your goals will come. But again, I say that one thing I love about him is that he doesn't stop pressing, doesn't stop running.
Yeah, he
That
works very
that
hard.
that aspect of his game gives me the Alexis Sanchez vibe. He chases
Hmm.
down everything. And then the moment he learns to manipulate his body better, I think that's why he has a lot of heavy touches. He's not learned to
Hmm.
manipulate his body better. He's strong, but this is the league. Somebody in Southampton can be stronger than you.
True.
I mean, this is the top league. Everybody's strong. So it's not about strength, it's about manipulation. Saka, for example, you cannot easily budge him off the ball.
Yeah, he's quite fit.
He's quite fit. He has a strong core. He's not so bulky, but he can manipulate his body so much that it's hard to take him off. So he's going to have to learn that, and then he's going to have to trust his teammates.
Yeah.
There's a shot he tried to take where I felt he could have just done a back heel or something like that. But
Hmm.
3 goals in 6 games, and that performance yesterday, I wouldn't say he is below my expectations. I said I give him 25 goals all competitions this season. It is next year I expect the flurry of numbers from him. This season, is he going to give me 25 goals? I guarantee it.
Okay, great. So now let's go to the next part of today's video where we speak about the VAR controversy. Gyökeres was brought down by Nick Pope, and clearly that was a penalty. I don't know for the life of me how the referee and the VAR team took some time out to review this and see that the keeper touched the ball. That's why it was not going to be a penalty. That was very, very pathetic. As in, where can the line be drawn? Because PGMOL will come and give it another stupid apology saying, oh, we missed out and stuff like that. You see the likes of Howard Webb and Co trying to defend themselves. But I think they really messed up here. This was a clear penalty. What are your thoughts on it?
My brother, let's okay. Let me say this like let me say this as a neutral. It is
Uh-huh.
it is it is comical that we cannot get clarity or certainty, or let me say consistency from them, right? And I think that's the biggest problem. If there was consistency, at least all the decisions will lean on one side, and it's a matter of, after all, it's the same thing they have been doing. But there's no
Yeah.
consistency, and that's the problem. So you say because there has been a touch on the ball, the clatter after does not matter. That means what I'm hearing is just touch the ball, whatever happens is justified.
Pretty much.
Is that the central theme of what constitutes a reckless challenge or not? The answer is no. Second question: if Pope does not clatter to Gyökeres, does he get the ball? 99.9% yes. Thirdly, you have blown the whistle. The team could have still scored the goal.
Yes,
But
because the
you
attack was
listen.
on, and you played
The
the issue
attack
to
was
avoid it.
on.
To
Nobody's even talking about that. The attack was on. You
yeah,
halted the play. It was so for you to even use 10 minutes, it means it wasn't a clear and obvious error. What you should be telling the VAR is this is not a clear and obvious error. My penalty stands. And that's it. But then when you have three VAR officials telling you you made a mistake, you made a mistake, and you're one referee, what are the odds that you wouldn't change your mind?
yeah, yeah. So
So
I don't.
the whole system is just in a mess. We
Yeah,
can't keep
I
up
don't.
like this.
Yeah, I don't think the ref will cover himself with glory. That was very, very poor. Because if you look at what happened against Man United when they played against Brentford, the defender actually tackled Mbuemo, but still got his leg on the ball, and the penalty stood. So in the same league, just a day after, we're saying this. It's just good to know that at least this was not the issue that kind of settled this game because I'm sure Ateta would have gone hard on them in the press conference and probably have reached a touchline ban or something like that. But I
No, no,
think
no, no, no. It was a good thing he didn't. He focused on the victory, which I
no,
see.
no, 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 no,
And I
no,
think
no. I get that, but what I mean is that if the game had ended like maybe a 1-0 win to Newcastle, Ateta would have probably
exactly.
used this as a yardstick to be very angry with them and stuff.
And I like the fact that he is the players talking about it, not the gaffer this time. It's
Yeah.
getting crazy. Something needs to be done.
Yeah, I agree with you. But we just keep hoping that they can get better and learn from this. So let's go to the next action, which was the Votimat
Well,
Open.
Commander.
I really was disappointed with Gabriel in this action. Yes, there's a short corner. Tonali played it and skipped it into the box. Gabriel was marking Votimat and should have gotten that ball, but he just touched him. That was not really a push, in my opinion. So what do you think? Was that a foul?
That was not a foul. But again, we've seen something similar go against Arsenal.
What game?
The Okay, not something similar. We've seen a push incident like this being ignored against Newcastle. That was the same game the ball left the line.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. The Anthony Gordon goal.
Exactly. So that this is all that's the strange thing about yesterday, right? We are in a stadium where a lot of things have
Always
not
go wrong for us.
exactly. So I expect all the players to not leave anything to chance, not even 0%. And that's why I still said it in the group. I said, there is no way if I was Saka, I wasn't slamming that ball into the net. I don't care. I'll put
Yeah,
it into the net. I'll give the referee a difficult call.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
are
I
calling
agree.
up the PK for VAR. How about my goal, brother? Let's talk about that. Okay.
Yeah, I think you said the blowing of the whistle kind of knocked the stuffing off the field for
That's
everyone.
see, Enigma. That's exact. People don't understand this. It is clear that we have to do this the hard way.
Yeah,
These players, if I'm Mikel, I'm slamming it into their ears. You can see the VAR. You can see the referees. You can see what is happening. It is us against the PGMOL. It is us against the referees. Do not be indisciplined. Do not underhit any pass. Do not overhit any pass. Do not underhit any shot. Do not do anything you're not supposed to do. Keep it 100. You have to hammer. They have to imbibe the culture. If they do, results like this will become commonplace.
yeah,
That is the truth.
but I have a concern. Last season we considered 47% of our goals from set pieces. And so far, it seems that we are kind of falling prey to the same as well. I know we have been getting so many accolades with Nicolas Jovet getting the plaudits for all the goals we score from set pieces. But we actually consider an equal measure from set pieces. What can we do differently to make it better?
So in all honesty, it's a shock to me too that at the point we were so good at set pieces and now we are letting them in. But most of the time, when you look at the the set piece, you see that there are individual errors.
Yeah,
The goal against Liverpool, Zubimendi shouldn't be making that tackle in that area.
yeah, 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 yeah.
The goal
I agree.
yesterday. Gabriel
Gabriel.
ducking instead of
Yeah,
mounting a challenge. And
yeah.
then who was the player who was covering Tonali? He shouldn't have let that cross go.
Yeah, it was a very, very easy cross. No one
Yeah.
closed him down, actually.
No one
Well,
did.
yeah,
So if
that,
you
but
look at
that,
it, it's that. But then structurally, again, we shouldn't be considering those goals. If I was Mikel, I've considered 3 goals this season. 2 of them are set pieces. I'll be telling my players, we can't do this. We
yeah,
can't do
yeah.
this. So, and that's what I like about Mikel. You can see that he addresses issues. So I know
Mhm.
he's going to address these things.
Okay, great. So now let's go to the next action, which was our equalizer from Super Sub Merino. For a player that has been on the stick from fans in recent times, when he scored those 4 goals for Spain international duty, he played ahead of Declan Rice, and no one made any comments when Arsenal won Nottingham 3-0. But when we played against Liverpool, when we played against Man City and Merino started, there was so much heat on him. And now that he has come from the bench to score, just remind me of what Martinelli did when there was heat on him. So, what is your take on Merino as an individual and his journey so far with us this season?
So in all in all honesty, right, we can oh, sorry about that. So in all honesty, right, we can say what we want about Merino, but I think his use and what it was intended to be used for have become 2 different things.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just a Kai Havertz situation.
Yeah,
So for Mikel, own up to it. Use him where he fits best. It's as simple as that.
yeah, yeah, I
This
agree.
guy, this guy has one of the best spatial awareness in all of the league. It's
True.
crazy. He has done this so many times that it's not a mistake anymore. He knows. He knows. And look at his celebration after the goal. It shows that he knows. He jumped and did the head flick. I know. I
Mhm.
know. It was intentional. So my
Yeah,
brother, use him. I've said it before. I said we don't always have to play Gyökeres for all the matches. We can.
yeah.
I still feel that there are games you can play Merino as centre forward. Currently now, I
Mhm.
still feel so.
Yeah, especially with Havertz out injured, yeah, he can actually,
Exactly.
do that. And funny enough, he actually scores the most goals for us in 2025 so far.
Oh,
Yeah, which is quite an interesting statistic. So I'm quite happy for him, and I'm glad that he played a very big role. So even he coming on for the likes of Saka as a sub, that also kind of put him on the lightning rod, but he did well. So let's look at the next action, which was the most significant. Gabriel sealing the victory for us with that massive bullet header from the Odegaard corner. Gabriel had quite an interesting game, locking horns with Voldemort all game long, and finally doing what we know him for, which is a bullet header from a lovely Odegaard cross. So, what's the take on that build-up play leading to the goal, and how relieved were you when Arsenal sealed the victory?
what I like most about that was his spirit. His spirit was not down, you know. And I think he realized that he owed us a goal.
Yeah,
The celebration was all of it. It was as if to say, "Now still me, calm down." Saliba was going wow. He was just like
yeah, it was
as if
fun.
yeah, like he knew that he knew it's me. I have it. That's the kind of confidence I want. And look at the way they were slapping his head, banging into him. It fosters belief in him.
Yeah,
I'm one of the best. I'm not just saying it. I'm doing it. I think these
mhm.
players they need a title. They need a title to cement
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
desperately,
They need
desperately,
it. They need it.
desperately, desperately. I agree with you. So let's look at the player ratings. David Raya gets a 7, quite an uneventful game, but obviously he had a couple of close shaves where he made some good saves from headers. Timber, undoubtedly one of the best right backs in the world right now. It's going to be very difficult for Ben White to get a place
I
back in
think
the
I
team.
think I think Timber should be an 8. I
Yeah.
think Timber should be an 8. I think Mosquera, okay, a 6 is fine. I think Gabriel should be a 7.
Mm.
That error is still unforgivable. I think Declan Rice, on the strength of the last 30 minutes, should be an 8. That was insane. The dying
Yeah.
minutes, the last ditch tackle from Murphy, the recovery multiple times. The
Mm-hmm.
At a point he became the one. It was two defenders, Declan Rice, and then seven players attacking, and he covered every single blade of grass. I think he deserves an 8.
Mm-hmm.
Subimendo is 7 is fine. Trossard is 7 is fine. Eze is 7 is fine. Saka is 7 is fine. Gyökeres is 6 is fine. And then for the gaffer, I think we should be rating the gaffer. I'll give the gaffer an 8.
Yeah, yeah, it was a
An
good
8.
performance from everyone. I agree. Everyone actually had a role to play. And I'm really thinking of the substitution for Mosquera. Do you think that's going to
Exactly.
dent his confidence?
I don't think so. This man has 72 La Liga games in the last 2 years.
Yeah. So we should not be thinking
His
about that.
confidence, yeah, his confidence is not in short. So this guy looked at Gabriel, Calafiori, Saliba, and was like, fuck it, let's go.
Mm-hmm,
His
mm-hmm,
confidence is
mm-hmm.
not in short supply.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Fair enough. Okay, so let's go to the next one. What this victory means for us? In the previous day, Edin Ketia became a double legend for us, scoring that very late goal that put a halt on Newcastle Liverpool's 100% record in the Premier League. They have really been riding their luck, in my own opinion, in all the games they've been playing. Bournemouth was 4-2, Newcastle was 3-2, Arsenal was 1-0, and of course, Burnley was a last minute penalty. And Everton, they also had some luck in that game as well. So I'm thinking that right now, with this loss to Crystal Palace, who have been very impressive, do you think Liverpool might go on a slump? Being in mind that they're going to play Chelsea and Stamford Bridge next, or will it be
I don't,
business
I
as usual?
don't, I don't think they'll go on a slump. For you to win those games, having considered those goals, the late winner against Arsenal, late winner against Newcastle, those are the things that show grit and a title
Mentality,
mindset.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so you score, I outscore you. It's an approach, right? And it's working so far for them. They're still top of the table. Don't forget, 15 points. So no matter what we've done and no matter who we've played, if the league were to end today, they're going home with a gong. But
Yeah. Sure.
it's 38 games. Everybody will play everybody twice. Do I relish my chances against them? Hell yes. Are they going to slump? I don't think so. I see them going this race to the end. What we can hope
Mm.
for is that they have injuries and they fight in their squad and Isaac goes away for 3. We can hope the worst for them,
Yeah,
which is
pretty
what we do
much.
as yes, we hope the worst for them because this should be the year for us now. No contest.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so let's look at our next opponent. We are going to host Olympiacos in the Champions League. This thing is going to happen on Wednesday evening. Of course,
Mm.
I'll have a watch along in this game. So ahead
Mm.
of this game, do you think we're going to make any drastic changes to the lineup?
Yeah, we're going to have a couple of changes. Some players will be knocking on the door. Madueke is out currently. Havertz is out. Waneri, I think he was out of the squad. But yeah, we'll have a couple of changes. I expect to see maybe a Louis Kelly start. I expect to see maybe a Norgard start. I
Mm-hmm.
expect to see maybe even Capier is fit. He should have a running.
Martinelli?
Attacking attacking wise, Martinelli, Trossard, they should back starts. Doman should see some minutes. So of course, Mikel, he will shake things up.
Oh, awesome, awesome. Obviously, when we get to that time, we'll speak more on it. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the match reaction stream. And as always, Richard, thanks for being part of this. Always good to hear your insights on the club. I'm looking forward to having you again in the stream later. Any parting words?
Brilliant game yesterday. Like Mikel gets a lot of knocks, so I feel we cannot praise him enough for yesterday. And it's now to maintain and sustain this mentality for the course of the of the 38 game season and all the competitions. We shouldn't be saying things like, "Oh, we have left here. Let's focus on here." No, that should
Mm,
not be it this season.
yeah.
Olympiacos, we should look at it as if we are playing Newcastle away with
Hmm.
preparation and everything. So more players come back, more options we have. It's looking good. It's up to the gaffer. I know we can do it. We can do a madness this season. We can, and we
I
should.
agree. Yeah, and we actually have the depth to do that.
We do. We do. We do.
Okay, so thank you again for everyone on the chat as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next video.